I forgot what broke me. But every time my eyes start crying, my tears remember everything. I woke up with water on my face. No nightmare, no warning, no name attached to the pain. I asked myself, why am I crying? My reflection wouldn't answer, but somewhere behind my eyes a memory was opening a door my mind had locked. That's when I learned you can't forget the details and still remember the damage. You can lose the date, but your body keeps the calendar. You can delete the message, but your heart still reads it every night. My mouth said, I'm over it. My tears said, you're lying. My tears have better memory than me. They remember every goodbye I renamed as closure, every betrayal I buried under forgiveness. Every night I whispered I'm fine, while something inside me was begging to be believed. I forgot the sound of your voice, but my tears still fall in your accent. I became an expert at forgetting, forgot how the argument started, forgot which promise you broke first, forgot the exact moment trust stopped feeling safe. But grief doesn't need perfect details, it survives on fragments. The empty chair, the unread message, the scent that stayed on a shirt longer than you did, the song I still skip before the first note, the road I avoid even when it's faster. Maybe memory isn't stored only in the mind, maybe it lives in the places we refuse to revisit. People ask, why can't you let it go? I wanted to say I did. My hands let go, my mouth let go, my life kept moving, but some part of my heart never received the announcement. My tears have better memory than me. They remember what I buried without a funeral. They remember the apology I never received, the version of me who kept waiting for an explanation that never came. I forgot how badly it hurt until my eyes started telling the story again. There were days I laughed and meant it, days the pain didn't follow me into every room. I thought maybe I'm healed and somebody said your name by accident, and suddenly my chest became that old apartment. My mind became that final conversation. My hands remembered shaking, my lungs remembered how hard breathing became healing. Can make you feel powerful until one small thing reintroduces you to the person you thought you outgrew. Trauma doesn't always scream, sometimes it whispers.
Don't trust him.
Don't get comfortable.
Don't love that deeply again.
And if you hear it long enough, fear starts sounding like wisdom. I built walls and called them standards, ignored people and called it protected my peace, left first and called it self-respect. Maybe some of it was healthy, maybe some of it was terror, wearing a mature expression. That's the danger of surviving. Sometimes you become so good at protecting the wound, you never let the wound heal. I wasn't avoiding bad people, I was avoiding the possibility of needing anyone, because needing you once almost destroyed me. Here's the truth nobody warned me about.
Sometimes the person who hurt you leaves,
but the survival habits they created stay behind. So you spend years fighting someone who isn't even there, using weapons that keep cutting the people who came to love you. I met someone who was gentle, that scared me more than cruelty. Cruelty was familiar, I knew how to survive it. But kindness asked me to take off the armor, to believe a soft voice wasn't hiding a hard ending, to believe a promise could survive after sunrise. I wanted to trust, but every time they reached for my heart, my tears remembered what my mind had forgotten. They asked, who taught you love hurts? I said, nobody. Then my silence said your name. My tears have better memory than me. They remember the moment love became something I had to survive. They remember how many times I apologized for being hurt, how often I accepted half love because loneliness felt worse.
I forgot the exact words that broke me,
but my tears still know where every piece landed. I used to hate crying, it made me feel exposed, like my body was confessing something I hadn't approved. So I learned to turn away, lower my head, blame allergies, laugh at the wrong moment, anything to keep people from seeing that the strong one was tired. But strength without release becomes pressure, and pressure without honesty becomes collapse. My tears were never trying to embarrass me, they were trying to keep me from drowning inside myself.
Some people cry because they are weak. Some people cry because they have been strong for too long.
I thought the crying meant I was going backward, and I realized my tears were returning the pieces of me I left behind. The morning after, I told the truth. Nothing changed outside, same ceiling, same city, same unanswered questions. But something inside me had moved, the pain was still there. It just wasn't hiding anymore. For years, I thought naming the wound would make it deeper. Instead, the wound finally knew where healing needed to begin. Some truths don't destroy you, they destroy the lie that was keeping you trapped. I didn't cry because I was losing. I cried because my heart was finally done keeping secrets from me. My tears have better memory than me. They remember the child I stopped protecting, the promises I made myself, then broke to keep everyone else comfortable. They remember every room where I disappeared without leaving, every time I called survival a life. But now every tear is bringing me back to the person I was before fear learned my name. I started noticing the habits paint a build, how I apologized before speaking, how I explained every boundary like it was a crime, how I mistrusted kindness because cruelty had always arrived. Smiling first, how I kept one foot outside every relationship so leaving would hurt less. But distance doesn't only protect you from heartbreak, it protects you from connection. And one day you wake up safe from everyone, but completely alone. That realization broke something open, because I had blamed the world for abandoning me while spending years making sure nobody could reach me. Sometimes the walls that saved you during the war become the prison you live in after it ends. So I opened one door, not all of them, just one. Told someone I'm struggling, no joke afterward, no smile to soften it, no quick but I'll be fine. Just the truth, my voice shook like honesty was something my body was allergic to. They didn't leave, that surprised me. They didn't judge, that scared me more. Because when people treat you gently, you finally realize how long you survive without gentleness. Maybe trust isn't believing nobody will hurt you. Maybe it's believing you won't abandon yourself if they do. I used to call myself foolish for loving deeply, blame my heart for every person who mishandled it. But a window isn't guilty because someone throws a stone. A door isn't weak because someone walks through without respect. My love was never the failure, their inability to hold it was. That sentence took years to believe, but when I did, shame finally packed its bags.
Listen carefully.
You may not miss the person,
You may miss who you were
before they taught you to question yourself. That's why some goodbyes still hurt long after the love is gone. You're not always grieving them. Sometimes you're grieving your confidence, your innocence, your ability to enter love without expecting an exit. I found a photograph from before everything. I looked younger, not an age, and trust my smile hadn't learned to protect itself yet. For a moment I felt angry at everyone who made that smile feel unsafe. Then I noticed something, the person in that photograph wasn't gone. They were waiting behind the caution, behind the silence, behind every tear that kept falling without permission. Maybe my tears weren't mourning who I lost, maybe they were calling me back. My tears have better memory than me. They remember who I was before I became a reaction to what happened before. Every choice was built around avoiding pain. Before love felt dangerous, before silence
felt safer
than being known. They don't only remember what broke me,
They remember who existed before the breaking.
and every time they fall, that person gets closer to coming home. Healing changed my vocabulary. I stopped saying I'm difficult, started saying I was never taught how to feel safe. Stopped saying I ruin everything, started saying I learned behaviors that I can unlearn. Stopped saying nobody stays, started asking, do I choose people capable of staying? The words we use to describe ourselves become architecture. Say broken long enough and you'll build a prison. Say healing, and eventually you'll build a door. Be careful what you call yourself while you're hurting. Pain is temporary, but names can become permanent if you repeat them long enough. Maybe you've been introducing yourself by something you survived. a different name. I wrote letters I never sent. One to the person who left. One to the person. I spent years asking my tears what happened. Then one morning, they asked me something back. Now that you remember yourself, how are you gonna live? Coming home to yourself sounds beautiful, until you see the damage waiting there, the neglected dreams, the unfinished promises, the parts of you that stopped expecting to be chosen. I thought finding myself would feel like celebration. Instead, it felt like walking through an abandoned house with my name still written on every wall. Healing doesn't only return what you lost, sometimes it shows you how long you live without it. My tears brought me home, but now I had to decide whether I would stay. My tears have better memory than me. They remember every promise I made while desperate to survive. I'll never ignore myself again. I'll never call pain normal again. I'll never beg someone to see a value I'm still learning to see. The tears remember the promises. Now my life had to keep them. I started with the smallest room. My mind removed the furniture. Fear had chosen the chair where shame sat every morning. The table where regret served the same meal. The bed where anxiety rehearsed disasters that never happened. I opened windows, let new language in. I am allowed to take my time. I am allowed to change my mind. I am allowed to leave anything that requires my destruction to survive. The room didn't change all at once, but for the first time it sounded like somewhere I could live. Then peace came. Man, I didn't trust it. I searched every quiet moment for hidden danger. Checked every smile for dishonesty, every compliment for manipulation, every gentle hand for the stone it might throw later. That's what pain does. It doesn't only break your trust in people, it makes safety feel suspicious. A friend invited me to dinner. Nothing dramatic, no confession, no breakdown, just food, laughter, stories, ordinary kindness. Halfway through the evening I realized I wasn't watching the door. I wasn't planning my escape. I wasn't calculating how much of myself was safe to reveal. I was simply there, present, alive, unprotected, and nothing terrible happened that night. I cried in the car, not because I was sad, because normal had finally stopped feeling impossible. Sometimes healing looks so ordinary, you almost miss the miracle. I used to believe the breakthrough would be loud, a final conversation, a perfect apology, a moment where the past released me in front of witnesses. But healing was quieter. It looked like not checking their page, not rereading the last message, not inventing a conversation where they finally understood me. It looked like hearing their name and keeping my heartbeat. That was the victory, not forgetting, remaining myself while remembering. Here's what no one tells you: you can forgive someone and still feel angry. You can love someone and still leave. You can miss someone and still know returning would destroy you. Healing is not choosing one emotion, it is becoming strong enough to hold several truths without letting any one of them control your direction. I stopped treating contradiction like failure. I'm grateful for what we had, and I'm relieved it ended. I understand why you hurt me, and I refuse to excuse it. I wish you well, and I don't want you near me. Those sentences can live together. Maturity isn't simplifying the complicated wound, it's telling the whole truth without editing yourself to make someone else comfortable. My tears have better memory than me. They remember the love and the damage, the beautiful beginning and the painful ending, the moments I felt chosen, the years I felt invisible. They don't force me to rewrite the story as all good or all bad. They simply say it happened. You survived, you learned, now choose what happens next. Choosing what came next was frightening, because for years my identity was built around recovery. The wounded one, the abandoned one, the person with the sad story and the strong face. Who was I without the pain at the center? That question scared me, because suffering had given me a role. Healing asked me to become a person without a script. No tragedy to introduce me, no betrayal to explain me. Just choices, just character, just me. Sometimes pain becomes your identity, because it is the only version of you people ever learn to recognize. But you are allowed to disappoint everyone who preferred you broken. You are allowed to become unfamiliar to people who only understood your survival. I finally found peace. Then fear whispered, what if losing it hurts worse than never having it? Peace arrived without announcing itself. No fireworks, no perfect ending. Just a morning where I opened my eyes and didn't immediately search for danger. For a moment my body forgot to be afraid. Then fear returned wearing a new face. It didn't say, you'll never heal. It said, don't get comfortable, don't trust this. Everything beautiful eventually leaves. That's when I understood. Sometimes healing creates a new fear. The fear of having something worth losing. My tears remembered every ending. My heart was trying to believe in something that stayed. My tears have better memory than me. They remember every peaceful moment that turned into pain. Every promise that sounded permanent before becoming a goodbye. So when happiness knocks, part of me still checks for an exit. But I'm learning a beautiful moment doesn't become worthless because it may not last forever. Some things are sacred because they don't. I used to ruin good days by predicting their ending, laughing while wondering when the silence will return, loving while preparing to be left, holding someone while mentally practicing how to survive without them. That isn't presence, that's grief, arriving early to collect a debt nobody owes yet. I spent years mourning things that were still alive, then wondered why joy always felt tired. One evening someone asked, are you happy? I paused, not because I wasn't, because saying yes felt dangerous. Like happiness could hear me and disappear out of spite. So I whispered, I think I am. And nothing broke, the room stayed warm, the person stayed. The night kept breathing, maybe joy was never waiting to punish me. Maybe I was the one keeping it at arm's length. I stopped treating every blessing like evidence in a future trial. Stopped photographing moments only because I feared they would end. Started living them the coffee while it was warm, the conversation before it became a memory, the laughter without wondering who would miss it later. Presence is a kind of courage. It says, this may not last forever, but I refuse to miss it while it's here. You cannot protect your heart from future grief by refusing present joy. You only create two losses. My tears had taught me how to remember. Now I had to learn how to notice the friend who checked in, the person who kept their word, the quiet evening that didn't become an argument, the boundary that was respected without punishment, the apology that came with changed behavior. These moments felt small, but healing often enters through doors. Trauma calls too ordinary to matter. I started writing them down, not the pain, the proof. Maybe your mind isn't refusing to heal. Maybe it is simply collecting more evidence for danger than safety. So giving new evidence. One honest person, one peaceful morning, one promise someone actually keeps, one boundary that doesn't cost you love. Healing isn't only releasing the past, it's recording a different present. My tears have better memory than me, but now I'm teaching them new things. The sound of safe laughter, the feeling of being heard without explaining my entire history, the relief of saying no and still being loved, the surprise of needing help and not becoming a burden. My tears remembered pain without permission. Now my heart is remembering peace on purpose. I used to believe healing meant never needing anyone, being untouchable, independent, unmoved. But isolation can look powerful from far away. Up close, it looks like carrying every bag, because asking for help feels like weakness. It looks like going silent when overwhelmed. It looks like being proud nobody knows is struggling, and secretly wishing someone would notice. Healing didn't make me needless, it made me honest about being human. The goal was never to become impossible to hurt. The goal was to become impossible to abandon by yourself. People may leave, plans may change, love may disappoint, but I finally became someone who would stay with me through all of it. That changed what lost to take. I began making decisions from peace, not panic. I stopped texting because silence made me afraid. Stopped apologizing because somebody looked uncomfortable. Stopped returning to people just because loneliness made the past look kinder. Fear always wants immediate relief. Wisdom can wait for the right answer. I learned that urgency is not always truth.